So this is the United States national debt counting up. A lot of people always ask is, why does a debt matter and why should we be bothered about it, and why can't the government just keep spending money on social programs? Because debt is a false concept. Well, a country will get a credit rating like any other person will, depending on how it pays its money back. So for the United States, a country that has a very large GDP and produces a lot, therefore can afford to pay its debt back, is fine. Those of you that know about a credit rating will know that the lower the credit rating, the more expensive the debt is, ergo higher interest rates. However, the problem comes when you default on a payment. So, if for some reason you cannot pay, then you lose points of your credit score. Your credit rating goes down. If a country's credit rating goes down, then its debt becomes more expensive. Any more it borrows becomes more expensive. So, why is this a problem when the United States can afford to pay it back? Well, if the United States government continues to spend money and continues to have a high corporate tax, stopping companies from coming to the United States and using it as a deterrent to stop more companies coming and pushing other companies away, then that GDP goes down. The economy gets smaller. Thus, less money to pay back your debt. If the United States continues to demonise business, at some point at some point along the line, it will default. And that's when a real crash occurs. So when a politician says they genuinely want to reduce the debt, that is, for me, top priority. If the government spends more money than it has, you add to this debt, as we can see is happening here. At some point, it's gonna come to a point where the United States cannot afford a payment. So, a good policy, in my opinion, is reducing corporate tax and stop demonising business. Reduce the size of the state and pay this money back. Paying back the national debt matters to every single citizen of a country. Greece allowed government spending and borrowing to get out of hand. And then they had to make austerity measure after austerity measure, which annoyed the people of Greece somewhat. That can happen to the United States because it has such a large impact on the rest of the world. So if I have any messages to the new government that comes in January, please, please, please try and solve this problem. Don't say you're making cuts and then just cut public services in favour of more military spending. If you're going to make cuts, make them fair and make them across the board. Because this debt needs to be reduced.